So, welcome to Down with Dragons here on Monsters of Roll. I am DM Scott, and with me, as you saw in the credits, as always, I can't break this, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, what's happening? My microphone, Killian, and my microphone's falling off of my desk as soon as we start recording. Hi, I play Maven Corpseflower. She's a Circle of Spores druid who right now is really excited to kick a dragon's ass.
We're not live, we can just go again, right, Chris?
Shut up.
Yeah, we'll cut, and then we'll just do another take.
Shut up.
I don't know. Keelan's gonna have to buy that Mike dinner though by the time she's done here.
It already owes her $1.
Well, I am Catherine. I play Juniper Swift, a reluctant cleric who doesn't quite know why she's here or what she's doing, but it's kind of her fault that we're fighting a dragon. So great, yay!
And I am Mick. I am playing Holliver the Worm, a gnome relic hunter of some renown, finding himself suddenly hanging out with this crew.
And Chris playing Viet. Ranger Barbarian. Is oddly enough somehow confused. I don't know where he gets it from.
I really feel like we should try this one again, guys. Let's just...
It's good. No, we're doing great.
We're professional.
Everything's fine.
So...
It's in the can already.
Yeah. Before we obviously, dive into this game that we're 100% prepared for, Killian, if you're available, any announcements?
Oh, hey dear. Yeah, no, I'm out here in the field just like I always am. The Twitch chat said they missed my accent, and so I had to bring it back for you. You know, I've been up in the Northwoods getting some pike and ice fishing with the missus, and it's been kind of crazy up here, so I've been gone for a couple of weeks. But anywho, I hear we've got some inspiration here from Mr. Reed. One for Viet from episode 37, specifically for your RP, taking care of Murdet.
Oh, thanks, Reed.
The last time I took some fingers, it wasn't for a good cause. You know what I mean? And the second one is for me. For episode 38, Reed, quote unquote, liked everything I did. And I would like that on a plaque somewhere. Thank you. But specifically using my last inspiration point for us to get through the skill check challenge and burning all my inspiration points and begging for more inspiration. I will continue to do so if you keep feeding me. Thank you, Reed. Also, a very special announcement at the end of the session today. We have a little special situation happening after the session. So stick around. It'll be on the same stream and it's going to be a lot of fun. So join us. I'll be there shit posting in the chat. And yeah. Also, we have new stickers, new little emotes coming out soon. Yes. One of my very best friends is designing some for us. So if you have any ideas for some emotes you would like to see for Down with Dragons that you want to spam in the chat, go ahead and let us know. No idea is too silly, but make sure it's simple enough that you can see it in a tiny little pixel. All right. Anyway, I gotta go. My fishing pole's doing the little ding-a-ling or whatever. I don't know how to ice fish. Is that very obvious? Okay, yeah. Cool.
That was good.
But I gotta go. Thank you so much for having me, and I'll be back next week unless, freeze to death out here in the wild. You never know. Bye.
Thank you, Killian.
You're welcome. Well, that was weird. I'm back.
Yeah. Whoa. Blacked out for a second.
Yeah, that was weird.
Acting.
Acting.
Yeah, the character just comes out,
I think we call that mental illness. But we're doing our best.
You could sell it as channeling.
Oh yeah, very that. I'm a method actor.
There you go. Oh, we're right back into actor. Oh.
Love it.
All right. So let's dive into this week's game. Last time, our wayward adventurers delved into a landed Ancient City after getting lots of fun little questions answered, some better than others. They got some directions of some places to go that might be useful to them in their pursuit of dealing with the dragons and the Aurora Borealis kind of sky above, and also some god fingers that need getting. So the group found their way to the Arcane Repository. From there, after finding some stuff and doing a little bit more research, they delved deeper to the prototypical labs, where there they found themselves seeing rooms with different colors to each room for really serious dramatic reasons, not the DM's easy organization.
Mhm.
And after splitting up and investigating the two of the rooms, they found all kinds of cool stuff. And once start leaving their rooms, they were greeted by the archive illusion asking, because of their conversation, they were all kind of, hey, we found cool stuff and all that. Like, well, would you like to test them? And Juniper very quickly said, well, yes. And the room locked down. The illusion disappeared. And then from above dropped a large mechanical dragon. It's somewhere in between, probably looks about, I don't know, 80% mechanical. Does look to be some other like fleshy bits there, but for the most part, it's like a Clockwork Dragon. So that is where we rejoin our group. Roll initiative.
I'm so ready.
Okay.
Ironically, that is what this thing's programmed for. So
That's
we're
a
ready.
7 for worm.
I got a 9, so hold your applause. Thank you.
Gives me extra time to think.
That's one way to view it. I like that.
That is a 13 for June.
No thinking here. I got a dirty 20.
Awesome. All right.
In
So,
first.
as the braziers in each of the 4 kind of chambers of the room that are at lower levels, they all kind of raise up with a little bit more light, shedding more light in this room. Before it was kind of a low ambiance. Now it's very practical. And you immediately, well, I don't have to do dynamic lighting. We all saw how that happened last time.
You're right.
And you do all hear a sudden sound of like something almost charging up, and then a like locking mechanism. And it happens in 4 sequences. You want to throw up the map?
I'll give it a good old try. Dang it.
Ooh. So around the room, kind of in the area of where the braziers are, you hear just one after another, just like a chum, 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 chum. And Viet, it is your go. You have top of the initiative as this huge mechanical dragon lands, and just you see it like not move for a second, and then you hear like tick, 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 as all these gears and internal engines come online. Its lights flash red, and it just straightens up.
Are there exposed gears and such in this?
You can hear them more.
You can hear them, so it's like
Yeah.
So it's not no open gears that I can see.
No, not specifically. No, but
And
if
is
you'd like
this
to roll use a bonus action to roll a perception, you could, maybe.
is this
gauge
large or a huge creature?
This would be a huge
Okay.
by classification.
Viet is going to. Yeah. First attack. He's going to slam into Maven and try to push her off the, or at least further to the side of the platform.
Maven, would you fight being shoved?
Yes. Sorry.
All right. Then roll a opposing strength.
Strength. Okay.
Yep.
Or dexterity, if it's a grapple.
Well, I have a -2 to strength.
Well, this
so
isn't
that's
a grapple,
2.
though.
Oh, it's a shove? Okay.
Yep.
That's a 2, baby. You win.
That would be a dirty 23.
So you are shoved.
Yeah, face first on the ground. Oh my god.
Luckily, once you get to the edge of the platform, it is only about like a 8 to 10 foot drop.
Oh, good. Only
So just
10
roll me
feet.
another dexterity save. Or
Okay.
dexterity save, not another.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Okay. Well, I got a +4 to that, so that's an
Good.
18. That's not too bad. Love
Yeah,
to
you
see it.
fall and kind of come up to your feet, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus
All right.
action, entering into a rage and charging towards the dragon, yelling this entire time, Mardred, Manny, Fenris, help me. And I will get to about, there, and I will throw my light hammer straight at its face.
All right. Swing away.
Jeez, people, this might be my night, or this is it for my turn. This would be a 21 to hit.
Absolutely.
4 plus 7, 11 points of damage. Let's see, plus I'm raging, so that would be, it's a melee weapon, but I'm throwing it at range. Do I get to add my +2 to the rage?
Just add it. I'm not worried about it.
13 points of damage total then.
13. So yeah.
Oh my
you
gosh.
throw your hammer and just like it's still coming fully online and hasn't even done much, and just boom, and your hammer just glances off, lands on the ground.
That's my turn.
Alrighty.
Oh, however, as part of my
Oh yeah. The raging.
leveled up. So,
I forgot too for a second.
yeah. As part of my rage, blah 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 blah. Ancestral spirits. Oh, where'd that go? Their ancestral protector. So while raging, the first creature you hit with an attack on your turn has disadvantage on any attack that isn't against you. And when the target hits a creature other than you, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack. So as these spectral warriors swarm it and keep it from and are helping protect my compatriots. So how are the DM flavors that?
All right. What is the range on that?
There's no range. The first creature I hit with an attack on your turn
Gotcha.
has disadvantage on attack against anybody other than me. And if it does hit somebody, they have resistance to the damage.
All right. You will have to continue.
Because Mardred has a big old shield.
Yep. All right. So yeah, as Viet charges forward, entering a rage and calling Mildred's name, you can all see very quickly coming up beside him, ready for a fight, the form of a female dwarf with a large shield and a hammer in hand, standing kind of right next to him, almost uncomfortably in his space, but she's spectral. And all right. Juniper.
Oh, I
You
would
are up.
love to let's see here. I would like to sort of dash forward my 30-foot movement. Just straight forward.
30.
And then that puts me in a 30-foot range technically of both Viet and Oliver, does it not?
30. Technically, yeah, it does.
Okay. Then I'm going to hashtag bless both of them.
Ew. Ew.
Sorry.
Ew. Scott, can I give you inspiration to ruin Catherine's day for that? Is that allowed?
Always.
Thank you.
All
I'm
right,
doing
all
that.
right. De orum beneficia. Then. And that is, I think, all I can do on this turn.
Both blessed.
Yes, yes. And myself, actually. I think I get 3 people, so because why not me?
Correct. Yep. And yourself.
I'm way out of range for that. I can't get
Nope.
get Maven too. Okay.
She got knocked to the ground. I mean,
Yeah.
man.
Okay.
Allies, I tell you.
Okay.
All right, Maven. You just
Hey.
kind of got shoved off a
did.
catwalk and coming to your feet. What are you doing?
I have been thinking about this all week. So I have some ideas. Okay.
That's good. That's good.
How far away? Yeah, it is. How far away is the dragon from me, foot-wise? Within 90 feet, we'd say. Perhaps?
It is, but you are 10 feet below where the walkway was. So right now
That's okay.
it's kind of halfway out of your view. You really can't see
Can
it.
I go halfway up the stairs closest to me?
Oh, surely.
Okay,
10,
I want to do
15,
that.
20.
Peek over.
That would get you to where you can see it easily now.
Yeah, I want to cast a spell.
Okay.
So
What's spell?
I'm so excited. Okay. I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb, and that's a
Ooh.
dirty 20 to hit.
Ooh, that does hit.
It does, doesn't it? And so this is a cute little spell that I picked up, at the supermarket this week. I'm hurling a 4-inch diameter spear of elemental energy, and I imagine it's all 4 elements kind of swirling together in this like chaotic, disgusting blob. Because that's Maven.
That's so cute. What kiosk did you get that at?
I got it. It was Lonesome Byerly's, if you can believe it.
Woo.
So I do have to choose though 1 elemental damage for the type of orb I create, and I would like that to be lightning damage.
Okay, lightning.
Because I'm thinking clockwork, mechanics. I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And so if does a 20 hit?
It does. It does.
Oh,
hit.
shocking. I love that though. So that's 16 damage to my lovely little dragon-like friend.
Yeah, you throw that elemental chaos ball forward, and as it is just about to hit, it just erupts in lightning, striking into it and causing little singe marks across the plating.
Maven's looking at her hands like, did you guys see that?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I did that.
As Maven is self-congratulating and freaking.
Very much.
I am amazing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with what remains of your movement or bonus?
No, but I do want to mentally connect to a sentry real quick and be like, dude, that was unexpected but thoroughly enjoyed. So did you see that? I'm just gonna mentally send him a text and say, did you see that?
Well, of course I did. Well done.
I just wanted him to know I'm very excited about this. At first I was very apprehensive. Now I'm like, I did that. He's cool. I trust him now. Except I don't.
BT dubs, I'd recommend killing that before we get too high on ourselves. All right, Worm, you are up.
Okay. So what are these pillar things here? Are they all the way up to this?
They are literally pillars. Like if you're talking like these are literally pillars that go all the way up to the ceiling, as well as these larger pillars. They go all the way up to the ceiling as well.
All right. I want to get behind one of those larger pillars.
All right. Are you thinking this way or the other way?
I can't see your cursor presently.
I just moved you. It hasn't caught up yet.
Oh.
It's slowly getting
Oh,
there.
now I see the pillar that you're talking about.
Yeah, because I clicked on all
Okay.
of them. Would you like to go to that one or to the opposite side one?
The one I'm at is good. Let's go with
Okay.
that.
All the way behind it?
Yes, all the way behind it.
All right. You will have to jump down. So if you do so, just an acrobatics check.
Right. That'll be a dirty 20.
Absolutely. Yeah. No problem. You jump, land, roll, and then keep moving.
All right, so I'm behind the pillar. I'm going to yell to my new compatriots, and this is the danger room. He said, "We need to test our prototypes instead of picking at them with the items we brought." What did you guys find? Talking to Maven and Viet as quickly as I
notes
able.
for that. I remember what we have. I don't remember what they do, but I remember
Yep.
what I have strapped to my chest, Rambo style. So we're good.
I've got action ready if we can't communicate. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing you're not going to get much back right now. You can
I hold up
communicate
a
if you
pine
want
cone.
to.
I do hold up a pine cone.
Okay.
That's it.
okay.
That's it.
Well,
My other
what's
hand's
it-
doing a thumbs up.
Okay, so while I'm doing my actions, I'm squinting at the pine cone. What the heck is that supposed to do? So bonus action, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on Juniper.
Mhm.
Uh, what's the range on Sanctuary?
30 feet,
Okay. Yep. Right on the edge. Yep. You're good.
right on. Okay, and then I am going to hand crossbow, I guess.
Sanctuary.
And a hand crossbow. Did Viet damage this thing yet?
Yes. And Maven has too.
Mhm.
Okay,
add a D4.
so question, DM Scott, would this count as a sneak attack if I were wanting to do it like that?
I would say because like they've attacked it, but they are not in melee with it, threatening its square.
Okay.
It would not be.
Okay, that's just fine. I fired off the hand crossbow. Let me see the to hit on that.
And add a D4
First.
to that.
Ooh,
The attack. Yep.
I feel so blessed. Okay, so 17 plus the D4, which is 2. 19 total to hit.
That
that it?
will hit.
Okay, hand
I'm
crossbow.
rolling so good tonight.
7 damage plus using my feature, the Colossus Slayer.
Ooh.
Yes.
I add a D8 for, and that was an 8. So 15 total damage
Nice.
from my puny little hand crossbow.
Can I, before we move on, ask you what Sanctuary does?
Okay, I'm going to read that for you. Sanctuary. Okay, I ward a creature, you're that creature, against attack. So until this spell ends, it's not concentration. Anyone trying to attack you or harm you must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, they must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Ooh.
Spell doesn't protect you from area effects. It's the only caveat.
Got it.
There you go. That's Sanctuary.
Thank you.
Yay. All right. Lovely. Yeah. So you fire that and it slams right into its shoulder and kind of gets wedged for a moment in the, like the plates as it's starting to move, and it sinks in like you caught it right between some of the plates. And all right, that'll be your turn then. Its turn. It will start off, its eyes lit up red, will roar out. Immediately, it is going to pivot,
Immediately.
and jump to the side a few feet. And I need Viet, and I need Maven to roll me a DC dexterity. I almost told you what it was. Dexterity saving throw.
Plus
And yeah,
plus.
you get a D4 to that.
Wait, all of us do?
Nope, just
No,
Viet.
just
He's
Viet.
hashtag blessed. Remember, you went gross.
Yeah, I did. That's a
could have
10.
had it. Yeah. 10?
It's okay.
Dirty 20.
30, 20. All right. So as it kind of jumps to the side, you real quick kind of duck out of the main part of this jet of just this black goo that comes spraying out as it opens its mouth, and you can see there's like a little nozzle, and it just sprays this fluid all over the area. And Maven, you just like, as you're still like this is awesome, this is all, you're like, it just it's a little sticky, a little gross. You are covered until the end of its next turn.
Cue the fan art.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna, like, you got
Is it-
hooked at.
Yeah, does it have any negative effects on me?
You don't know yet.
Oh, cool. Love it. If it ruins
Yes.
my
Yes, it
badass
does.
coat,
Yes, it so does.
if it ruins my awesome coat, I'm gonna freak out.
Nope. The liquid will not ruin any materials. I swear.
Oh, just skin. Cool. Love it.
It reverses the effects of that bath you took in Sandcraft.
True. True.
Oh.
True.
Hey, we
Honestly,
took baths in Telsia's house.
Oh,
Yeah, that was my second bath since that one.
ever.
It reverses
Yeah.
all the way back to Sandcrest.
Maven's a chinchilla. I roll around in the sand to get clean.
Yes.
So first attack there on you, Mr. Viet, as one of its claws come up and turns into what looks like just a clawed fist and goes
Jeez.
right at you with 24.
24 hits.
Yep. And second is 26.
Hits.
And last one is, and then it spins around and goes to swipe you with its tail. This I don't think will do it. This is a 19.
Hits.
Okay, I thought your AC was higher right now. I thought.
Nope, I don't have my shield on.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, 3 hits, just wham, wham, and then spins in a circle faster than its size looks like it should. And for anyone far enough away, you see that its legs actually didn't even move once it planted. The entire body
Just-
spun on like a chassis.
Very cool.
So for
That's cheating.
it is. It's almost like it was designed to like. So first hit is 12 bludgeoning. Then 22 bludgeoning. And then 8 bludgeoning. Bludgeoning.
That's so total of 42. Half of that, because I'm raging.
Yep.
21 points of damage. Okay.
And then I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
Plus
As
a
the
D4.
tail comes around spinning and slams into you.
All right. And I'm raging. Do I get advantage on the rage or advantage on the
You
strength
get
saving throw?
advantage on strength saving
On
or
saving throws?
athletics and yeah.
Okay.
Oh
And your
no,
D4.
just athletics checks and
Just
strength
athletics
checks.
checks. Yep. So
Yep, not saves. Thank you.
that would be a 16. Thank you, bless.
Yep. So you get hit and you feel like it just about lifted you off your feet, but you managed to lower your center of gravity, which is very easy for a dwarf. And that is its turn. At the end of this round, I need 4. All right. All of a sudden you hear that locking sound go around the room. You hear chum, 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 and all of a sudden this pillar all of a sudden emits a flash of light and nothing happens.
I missed. Which pillar was it?
Bottom right.
I'm in. Yep, that one.
Oh, got it. Okay. What color was the light?
It was a flash of light.
Just light. Okay.
Light.
So every color.
It was
All right.
spectrum. Yeah, it's all colors. All
Generic light.
Generic light.
yeah. It's vanilla light. All right, Viet, top of round 2.
So just last me with its tail. Are there any openings in its carapace from the rear end here?
Oh, it's
looking
spun
for
all
any
the way around. It's
spun
facing
all the
you
way-
again.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Any?
if you'd like to use a bonus action to
I
use
would
perception
like
check.
to use a bonus action to perception check. Yes.
Absolutely.
Natural 20.
Awesome.
So total of 28.
20 he won't yeah. Okay, so as this thing moves, you definitely have noticed there are little spots that open up as the plates shift, because this thing is designed to, like, when it's in front of you, you can see it's kind of all shifted and the plates kind of cover and slat over each other. But when it's moving around, you do see there are moments where things expand and slide, where there are spots. Is there a weak spot? Not that you're seeing, and you're fairly confident of, like, this thing was made not to have an Achilles heel.
Okay. Viet's going to pull the immovable rod out of the slot on a shield, charge up to it, and time it so as it's moving, one of those openings, he wants to jam the immovable rod into whatever that temporary opening
Yeah.
is.
So, are you a movement or an attack? Just
It'd
for
be-
the trigger.
Sorry, whose movement?
Are you asking, like, when it moves or it attacks?
Viet is going to run in on it and find one of those spots and try to jam the. If
Okay.
You're saying those openings only show
Yep.
up when it moves. All right.
Yes.
Then
Otherwise,
Viet will
it's very
position
defensible.
himself. Then I'll position myself and ready in action to jam that in there.
That's what I was trying to clarify.
Okay.
And the trigger
Yep.
would be when it tries to attack something or move, because it's still very defensible. I was saying more when it's moving around.
Then when it moves,
Okay.
it's defensible when it's moving around.
When it's attacking. When it's
Defensible
moving,
when
like
it's
when you saw it
attacking.
shift and stuff like that, that's
Then
when
yes.
Okay.
When it moves, I want to try to jam the immovable rod in there.
I love it.
So ready the action.
Ready to action. All right. All right. So then it'd go to Juniper's turn.
I'm going to I'm gonna toll the dead on this here guy. He's got to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What's the saves?
15.
No, not you.
Oh,
I mean, thank you, but Yep, that's an 8 because it does not seem to have a high wisdom score.
Cool.
Uh,
Since it has been injured before, that is 2d12
Woohoo.
to do. Fun. Let me
Blammo.
get 12 here. Bam. Okay, so that's a pretty good roll. That's 14, 15, 16. So 18 damage. That is what kind of, well, it's necrotic damage. I don't know if that makes a difference on that guy. And then I would like to bonus action spiritual weapon, if I may.
I believe you may.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think you may.
Just at second level there. And then I would like to try and attack with that.
That where you want to be?
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
There's such a delay
Shining-
for some reason.
Shining, shimmering sword. And that
All I have is a hammer. I'm sorry.
How dare.
I'll get a sword.
And that is a whiff is what that looks like. Does 16 hit this Clockwork
No.
Dragon?
Yeah. So as you that sword appears, it seems to like have just as much skill as you had during some of your practices, and just loosely hits, and like the tail, just not even looking, swats at it and just blocks it.
Cool. And then I would like to use my movement as much as I can to try and get around that big pillar over there.
Over where?
I'm sorry. If I'm looking at the screen, it's to my right, so it would be June's left.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You could get to here, or unless you want to go to the
Perfect.
other side.
Nope, that's perfect.
Okie dokie.
I just want some cover.
Some cover. All
Yeah.
right. Maven, you're a little gooey, but you're fine.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Wow.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
She's
The
from
Deadwood's a
Deadwood.
disgusting place.
Yeah. Have you seen Predator? I mean, covers himself.
I haven't, but I do like the dreadlocks, the Raver dreadlocks. One of the aliens has. Those are very cool to me.
So what is Maven doing?
Maven. So I definitely need to get this goo off of me, because you know what? I took a bath once, and I'm like, I don't want to have to do it again. It was awful. It actually was relaxing and amazing, but I'm not going to tell anyone else that. Just you, my close personal friends on the internet. So oh shoot, I don't know if I can do it at this level. Okay. Okay. No, I can't do it at this level. It's at 3rd level. Never mind. I got really excited because I've been reading the class description. But anyway, I'm gonna do something else. Yeah, I was like, that would be so easy. But okay,
Oh yeah.
we'll do something else. Okay. So I'm gonna do. Okay. I think this might actually be cool. I want to cast Spike Growth around the dragon.
All right.
And to do so, the reason I want to do so is so for a 20-foot radius around the dragon, it sprouts hard spikes and thorns. The area is going to be difficult terrain for the duration, which is up to 10 minutes as long as I'm concentrating on it.
Mhm.
And every time it moves into or within the area, it's going to take 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels. And the ground looks natural. Any creature that can't see the area at the time needs to make a wisdom check against my spell save, but it's already in it. So that doesn't really count.
So where would you like it?
Right under the dragon. I'm talking like baby right under its little toes.
And it's a 20-foot
Yes, sir.
radius? Okay. So hold on. So
Doesn't have toes. It's mounted on a Roomba.
That's why this place is so clean.
Oh my god. I love this. Yes.
it's a big area.
It sure is. It came to play
5, 10,
Dungeons and Dragons.
15, 20. Everything within this would be 20. Would you like to not make it so you're in it?
I'd like to move it a little bit to the right. Sorry, June. Actually, no, you're right on the verge of it. So it won't get you.
Let me undo the other one.
Sorry, everybody.
Undo. Undo. No, I said undo, not undo the undo.
Sorry, Viet. I'll heal you, maybe.
Would you work with me? All right. That's the area.
We did it.
We did it.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, if anything in that area moves, it takes damage, right?
Yes, it does.
It
really-
does.
I'm really
And
sorry,
right
Viet.
now,
I will
no one
heal
can
you.
see it except you because you didn't tell anyone you were doing this.
No,
So it's
I'm going to
invisible?
call out. I'm going to
Oh.
call out. I will.
Okay.
And say, the floor is lava. And then cast it.
Oh, also because it's Viet and
Yep.
he is raging. Would you roll me just a quick intelligence check? Juniper, you too. Viet
Oh,
disadvantage, Juniper flat.
Do I get a +4 from my bless or 1d4
Yes,
from my
absolutely.
bless?
Go with that bless. It is divine inspiration.
At disadvantage, it's an. Oh, no, wait. Intelligence check. 9.
I literally set it for 10, just like it.
If he
You know-
heard it didn't make sense. He's lava. No,
No, it's not. You're wrong. Yeah.
basically.
Juniper,
I got a natural 20.
you know she
Plus
did
1
something
to
to the
21.
ground. You know she does things like, so you just look at the area in front of you like, the whole ground is a landmine now. Like,
Great.
Yeah. My apologies to those who are melee builds. I didn't think that through.
Viet's up close and personal already, so
He's raging. He'll be fine.
yeah, it'll be great. All right.
Take the powder.
Worm.
You're good.
Oh.
Yeah, the murder
Keep
powder.
encouraging him to do that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mm.
Develop a problem.
Let the barbarians do the thinking. That's what they're good for.
Make bad choices. Come on.
Yeah, go ahead. D&D.
All right. Worm,
Yes.
you are up, sir. You heard the ground is lava. I'm not even having you roll for the simple fact that you don't know her well enough, and with your height and being lower, you're not even sure. Like, you heard something about the ground's lava over there, which sounds horrible.
It's confusing. I don't.
Way
I don't-
more powerful than you thought she was.
Maybe I'll go ask her what that means. So this will be kind of silly. This little gnome's gonna pop out from behind the pillar and dash as a bonus action to the next pillar closest to Maven.
Oh, yay.
5,
Pillar
10,
bros.
15, 20, 25.
And if there's like obstacles, oh yeah, I'm totally rolling over them.
Parkour.
15.
Parkour.
Yeah.
Parkour.
Yeah.
Sliding
can
over,
get there
grabbing your
without
hat,
even going too
sliding,
crazy.
pulling your hat over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So
had to be snakes. All right.
had to be Clockwork Dragons.
Every time.
Okay, so my action, I'll fire off another one of those tiny hand crossbow shots,
Right.
and that is
This would be advantage because it is engaged with Viet.
sweet.
Plus a D4.
Okay, so I got 19. Gonna add my D4 because it feels so #blessed.
I regret this.
I regret nothing.
That turns it into a dirty 20.
That will hit, sir.
Okay. Would that count as a sneak attack or same deal?
No, he's engaged. So this count. You had advantage, so it's sneak attack.
Right on. Okay, so that was sneak attack. The hand crossbow damage itself is 4 plus sneak attack is a 6 for a 10. Plus Colossus Slayer
Boom, boom.
is another 7 for 17 damage
Nice.
with my little pea shooter.
I really did imagine the arrows just kind of like plinking off of it, but I like this much better.
Seem to be hitting something.
Hmm.
Finding the space.
Oh, and while I'm next to Maven, I'm going to inspect all this new Rambo gear she has.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I might still be holding the grenade, to be perfectly honest.
You know what it does?
Roughly. It does explode. I do know that.
Ah.
And I
Okay.
hand it to Worm. And I do a little.
He's like hot potato a bit. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Roll me. No, you said it.
Yeah, you have to.
Roll me a deck save.
Oh no.
Plus a D4.
That's it.
Ooh,
We're screwed.
I am not screwed.
We're gonna explode.
Okay, so that was a
I can see your rolls.
25 total.
All right. Yeah.
So you covered nicely.
This is not a trend you need to keep going, Mick. Where your character keeps.
I mean, it's in character though. I don't know. Can't break character.
Which
Every-
character?
Every character ends up friendly firing the
Yeah. All right.
Oh my God.
So, you've come across, you have pilfered through Maven and not dropped a grenade. And
Somehow.
you shot a Clockwork Dragon. She is gooey, by the way.
Yeah, like disgusting. More so than usual.
I'm a little preoccupied with this grenade.
That is
Yeah,
fair.
absolutely.
Is there goo on the grenade? Just for
You're
flavor.
holding it. I mean, you were wearing it on your cloak, right?
Bandolier.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, it's got a little extra sap.
Yuck.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
I'm sure that's a good thing.
Sure, that's fine.
Fine. It's totally fine. It's fine.
Goo
like it.
grenades.
Goo grenades for everyone. All
yeah.
right. So, that does that. Now the Clockwork Dragon, as Viet, you see it in front of you. It is not moving quite yet, but all of a sudden you see its mouth open and almost like a Gatling gun, where it rotates. That nozzle rotates around to a little bit bigger of a nozzle, and you all of a sudden you see just a little, almost like a Bic light go.
Uh-oh.
And then it's going to breath fire weapon. Yet, Maven and Worm, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Hey, maybe
No.
don't. Hey, how about we
Uh,
don't?
Don't forget your D-Force, boys.
Is this an effect
Not
that I
you,
can?
Maven.
Is this an effect that I can see?
That's a
You would
14.
have advantage, yes. 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this magic?
My goo's on fire.
Oh, no, this is not magic.
It's just normal
This is
fire.
the actual epitome of the opposite.
Ah,
Oh no. The grenade
Yeah.
has goo on it.
26.
that's
What?
Yeah, this goo's on fire, baby.
26.
Unmagical.
26. So Viet passed. Worm.
8.
8.
No.
I was
that with your
fumbling with the
D4?
grenade.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So I ate some fire.
Oh no.
I have 2 grenades strapped to my chest.
No,
They're
Yep.
fine.
Not anymore.
Mhm.
They're
No,
fine.
no, I
You
don't
didn't-
have
you
a
haven't
chest
pulled the
anymore.
pins.
Yeah, I could, I guess.
Oh
Shit.
my.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
So
terrified.
excited.
I hate how excited you are right now. It makes me mad.
You know it's bad when he's excited.
He loves to hurt us.
I do.
A little fire doesn't hurt grenades.
Are you well, fair maybe. The pine cone grenades, literally made out of wood.
I'm making this up as I go along, just trying to make you feel better.
I appreciate it. I do appreciate it.
Oh my god, he's rolling so many dice.
I can, yeah, it's the sound that haunts my nightmares.
Okay. Let me get the calculator out.
Well, while you're calculating,
Oh,
last night I had a dream about this encounter. We
Did we
Go this way.
did not win. And
no.
I
Okay.
remember screaming at Scott because I didn't want to make a new character.
Viet, you succeeded. So as you see that little Bic light go out and you just see this like almost like it's about to take a breath, you immediately like, oh no, and just move to the side. You get scorched with 20 fire damage.
Whoa.
However,
And that's a save?
You saved.
you take 40 fire to the face
Oh.
and just
Oh.
I need you
no.
to make me a dexterity saving throw for the slightly gooey grenade in your hand.
Oh, come on, I already caught it.
What is your finger for?
So we haven't really done a whole lot with the Ancestral Guardians yet. I did not attack this turn, so I don't know if Margaret is still out with her shield.
She is, because you are getting attacked.
Okay.
You have
So-
to either attack or get damaged.
Okay. So that gives them resistance to their damage.
Who?
Anybody other than me.
Okay.
Aw.
That is okay, so that's probably good. So Oliver, you'll take 20, because this will give you resistance. As all of a sudden the spectral dwarf steps in front and just you see takes the full brunt of it.
Thank you, Ghost Lady.
Maven, because of the goo, you would take 80. Because you are vulnerable while covered in that goo. But
Ouch.
because of the spectral ghost of a dwarf giving you resistance, it brings it back to just regular full damage, which is 40.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is going exactly how my dream went. I hate this and I hate you and everyone here. Just kidding. I love you all. It's fine.
Would you make
We'll
me
get through it.
a constitution saving throw?
Sure. Why not? That's a 4. So
spike growth disappears.
yeah, it does, doesn't it? Wasted a spell slot. Everything's so good in Maven's Hood right now.
Just think of it this way. This is a nice tune-up match for when you deal with real dragons. It's educational. All right. So it does that, and then it's about to trigger Viet your held action. So make me an attack roll. As it literally crouches down and looks like it's about to launch itself up into the air.
Woo! Blessed. Whose
Blessed.
character and whose dice is this? So what kind of attack do you want me to do? Just add my strength?
Yeah, make it like a Mm.
I rolled a 1d20. I rolled my 1d4. Add a strength.
Add your it's a melee. So add your
That gives me a dirty 30.
dirty 30.
I rolled a 19
Ooh.
on the 1d20, a 4 on the +4, and I've got a +7. Nope, sorry, that's my saving throw. +4. So sorry, dirty 26. Sorry, dirty 26. Okay.
So as
That's my savings throw.
crouches down, you see its wings open up, and you expect them to start like flapping, but then within them, all of a sudden, just these like it shifts the wings area into like these turbines that start to spin, and as it starts to lift off, you just real quick see an opening and just click, and now it's just like there's all this wind gusting down onto the ground as it's trying to lift off, and it's not moving.
Nice.
Maven, it is the end of its
Works.
turn. You are no longer covered in goo. It seems to kind of evaporate in the air.
Very cool. Very
I thought you were going to
nice.
say I shoved it in the turbine. I'm like, oh. Have a
That's
turbine
very good.
explode in my face. Yeah, thank you. I like this better.
I would have made you tell me where you were aiming if I was going to do that to you.
I didn't know it had turbines. I was worried. I didn't want to hit it in the turbine. I thought you were going to make me. Yeah, anyway.
I get it. Nobody wants to hit anybody in the turbines. So, Viet, you are up. Round 3. Fight.
All right. So it's more or less pinned in place as far as I can tell.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
maybe an inch off the ground. I mean, it is
Okay.
trying to go up, and every time it lifts its legs up, it's off the ground, but then it puts its legs back down.
All right. Viet is going to, because this is a dragon, draw the Dragon's Bane longsword
Fair.
and
Woo!
smack it.
All right.
Let's see.
Oh, crap. I forgot. I apologize. I forgot.
What did
Hold
you
on, hold on,
forget?
hold on. I forgot it.
It better not be more damage. I'm gonna freak out.
1, 2. It might be. Juniper, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please. And that one is that one.
21 total.
Perfect. Good. So, all of a sudden, next to you, you're going to hear just a, and all of a sudden, there's going to be a flash of light, and from the pillar onto the ground, immediately where you're standing, there's going to be just arcs of lightning rippling across the ground. You are going to take 6 lightning damage, but you don't have the other effects because you passed.
Ooh.
Which
Damage.
that's actually a really good thing.
Oh, good.
Ah,
Do I have time to yell out like, "Don't
Oh,
hug the pillars"?
yep. Screaming while you are tased is a free action.
Oh God.
All right.
Terrified.
Now back to Viet. I apologize.
First attack is a natural 20
Ooh.
plus 10 plus 4 blast for 34 to hit. If that hits.
On fire tonight.
That would be, so let's see, 13 points of damage plus my Colossus Strike. So a total of 17 points of damage on that hit.
And it is a dragon.
It does qualify as a dragon?
There are some fleshy bits.
Ooh.
What kind of flesh?
Oh.
Ooh.
I think I'm suggesting
3d6.
dragon knee bits.
We're experimenting.
That would be an additional 10 points of damage.
Okay, so that was
4, 8, plus 9, 17, plus 10, 27 points of damage on that first hit.
nice.
The second attack was a 19 plus 10 plus 2 from Blessed for a 29, 31 to hit.
Yes.
And that is 8 plus 9, 17 points of damage. Do I roll the dragon? Or is that just once per
Every
turn?
time. Every time.
Holy cow, I like the sword. This is good for cutting things off. So that is 11. So let's see. 17 plus 11 is 28 points of damage on that one.
Nice.
Very nice.
Viet is muttering, fingers, I'm getting fingers.
Yeah, and you start just cutting, and as you draw and wield this dragonbane weapon, you can see as you start to like go for that first swing, it starts to like all along the edge of the blade start to glisten with like yes.
I'm gonna add 4 to that.
Oh,
Plus 2 for each, plus 2 to each hit.
Nice.
that's
Sorry.
where I draw the line. You sank my battleship. I mean,
Sorry.
I guess I won't do the cool description of
No,
your
I'm
weapon.
sorry. I'm sorry. I got so excited.
No, your damage numbers are so much more. So as you strike, the blade starts to shine on the edge with this kind of lighting up blue light. And as you slice into it, you can actually feel as it hits the metal, it almost starts to pull you through it and just shreds the plating as you go through. And when you come back across, you see runes now going up the center of the blade, cut in again, and you feel it pulling you through. The Clockwork Dragon roars in maybe a simulation of pain. Maybe it just learned to love.
Oh my
I
god,
don't
what
know.
if it's alive? Oh, it's a mercy killing.
Will you be my
Mortal
friend?
I just want
We are
to
not throwing this
die.
dragon at birthday party.
Oh Lord.
Oh my god.
You know what? To add to it, as you do that, I'll even say like one of the claws comes up and you take a digit off of it.
Oh my god.
It's a hunk of metal, but it's still. Juniper, that is
Yeah.
your go. Very well done, Viet. Good damage.
I would like to get away from this pillar. So can I guess I'll go back up the stairs.
15, 20,
Gosh.
25 gets you to here.
Okay. And then am I within 60 feet of everyone at that point? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. I think so.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
You are.
I'm gonna just do a little bonus action mass healing word. It's just a little bitty. But I rolled a 4, so that is 4 plus 4, so 8. You all get 8 hit points back.
Woo!
Wait, all of
So
us?
many.
Yeah, everyone.
Yes.
She did a mass.
Oh, bless
healing-
you. Hashtag bless you.
Nope, not
I'm
you.
on-
You are not getting the blast. Remember?
And then I will do a Toll the Dead for my action again. So that wisdom saving throw again for this here
That
clockwork.
Wisdom
Devil.
saving throw. That one. 14.
Oh, you just missed it. Just missed it 'cause it's 15.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that is
So, yep.
2d12 yet again. Not as great. 9, 10, 12, 13, 17. 17 damage
Nice.
Damage.
onto this clockwork devil.
Hey. We don't have to go and bring devils into this. Jesus. All right.
And then how much my movement did I use? 5, 10, 15,
25.
20. I'll stay at the top of the stairs.
Okay. Oh, nope, never mind. No, yeah. Roll me a concentration check. Constitution saving throw because you took damage
Oh,
before.
You're right.
And, I'm not going to get rid of anybody's bless at this point because I just remembered, but still.
Yeah. So you said it's Constitution saving throw, essentially?
Same thing. Concentration. Yeah.
Okay. 14. 20. Dirty
Yeah,
20.
Yeah, I figured you would be. It was low damage, but still.
Yeah.
Just doing my due diligence.
Thank you. I forgot about that.
No, thank you. All right. Maven,
Yeah.
how are we doing? How you looking? How you feeling? Where are we
Wait,
at?
I just point of order. I want to clarify. Did I get 8 points of healing or no?
Yes.
You did, yes.
Okay, thank God. Thank God.
I was joking about the bless you. I was like, nope,
I know
not
it's
you.
just really hard. Humor is subjective.
I'm sorry. I know
and
I'm sorry.
bad at it.
And Scott, you weren't funny.
Yeah, no. I just honestly, I would have believed you if you were like DM's discretion. You don't get it for some
No.
reason. That would have been funny.
That would be so
Maven's
mean.
not looking horrible. She's also not looking great. But what I do want to do because of that is I'm gonna cast a spell at this stupid dragon. And I'm gonna cast Flaming Spear, but I'm gonna wait. Which one does more damage? I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb again, but at 4th level. Because I'm angry.
Fair.
Yeah. Like you ruined my hair. You ruined my
Yeah, it's singed.
day.
It's singed.
Oh no.
Ruined my day. That's an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
I'm shocked. Just kidding. I'm not. I don't know how much that is. 29 damage.
29.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you want to put any extra sauce on that? Or?
I do.
Okay.
So which one of those
describe
is
how this works?
Yeah. So as a bonus action, I can add up to 2d6 of elemental energy to my attacks.
Yep.
So I'm gonna add another d6 because I only have 1 level in Warlock. Otherwise, I would do 2 because I hate this dragon. That's another 3 damage, and the fireball is pulsing with blue light, kind of that plasma hot. It's not white. It's past that. It's that blue light surrounding the main kind of fireball. And I'm using it kind of going as a little baseball bat. And I'm trying to knock it with my elemental powers.
Yeah. So yeah,
Crash
you
it in
see
there.
this extra as this bolt of elemental just fluctuating energy just supercharged. So you can see this little ball with like all of a sudden arcs of like ice that come out of it and then a streak of lightning as
So
it
cool.
shoots forward and lands and hits, bursting into fire across it, and then all of a sudden this extra light starts to just latch on and glue back onto it and just explode with like a pulse of more energy. And you see, even though it is pinned in place, you actually all audibly hear like this sound of like part of the inner workings get rented and ripped as some of the clockwork is ripped and moved as it like recoils from that hit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still stuck there, but you can see like there's a little play now where one back leg looks a little more limp and not functioning quite as effectively, you know.
That's what you get for gooing me.
Yeah, it is definitely feeling that accumulated damage.
Maven's angry, but also like inside very proud of herself.
I would be too.
I
that was
am.
good. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Very good. It's a good hit.
I'm doing my best. A very palpable hit, at least.
Oh, I didn't do that. Yeah, okay. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I could have done a thing. All right.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Worm, you are up. A lot just happened, and
I
then
just got shot in the face with fire.
and a ghost protected all of you.
Yeah.
This
As you
isn't
turn to look at
real
Maven to
simulation,
complain and then
this is
decide-
real.
Yeah, Maven just looks back at you first time, you know?
Exactly.
I gotta get back in my game, which is
my
another way
God.
of saying I gotta quit forgetting that I have a feature called extra attack and use it.
Oh,
my gosh.
Ooh, she did that.
Who dis?
Ooh, ooh.
All right, so Oliver's gonna jump up on this whatever cross stagey thing here, and go head in the direction of Juniper, but get within 10 feet of El Mecano Draco and start lashing at him with a whip.
so about there.
Yeah.
Or do you want to keep out of the 5 feet? Because that's technically
keep
5
out
feet.
of the 5 feet.
So like there?
Right on.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to be lashing at him with this whip, trying to damage him, but also, see if I can grab some of that metallic structure and rip it apart. First attack with the whip is a 21
That will hit.
on the roll. Okay, and then damage for that one. 2. I'm going to put Colossus Slayer on that one. And 6 for 8. All right. Would I be able to count this as sneak attack because he's engaged?
Yeah, sure. Why
Okay.
not? I'm down. He's yeah.
Got it. So that adds up 5. Okay, so 13 total damage on that whip crack.
Okay.
How much have I moved so far?
That's your full range, 25 feet.
Okay. Another whip crack from right there then.
All right. Whip crack away.
Okay. A 13. Does bless affect attack rolls?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if that'll do it. Ooh, that is a 4. So 17, or no. Yeah, 17 hit?
That does not hit.
Ah. Okay, I'm mad. So bonus action, I'm going to shoot him with my hand crossbow pea shooter.
Pew, pew, pew.
13 plus bless. That ain't going to do it.
Nope.
Okay. That's it. And then I'm going to throw a book at him that was falling out of my satchel, and it's kind of on fire now that he just hit me in the face with his fire.
Is this one of the tomes?
Yeah, it's a tome, but I actually took a bit to read it, and it's a tome of elvish morality tales. So maybe I can bore him to death with it.
Oh,
my God.
no, you okay.
I love it.
You know what? Roll me just a dexterity, like a ranged attack without proficiency, obviously.
Okay. That's a 5.
5. Actually, it's perfect. That's enough. As you throw it, all of a sudden you see a couple loose pages come out as it strikes the side of the Clockwork Dragon, and it says, like, secrets to killing all the dragon gods, and it just burns into ash. You just didn't get to that section.
That was so boring.
The integral part of elvish morality is killing dragons. You didn't.
Right. You just didn't get there, You have to have
Why
the right...
couldn't they put that at the front?
Or a glossary! Something! Table
Why is that the footnotes?
All right.
I'm not dying, I swear.
I swear, you're dying. All right. So it is going to use its bonus, and all of a sudden it's going to drop onto the ground. You're going to see the wings come down, fold, and kind of make like a weird kind of armor across its chest or shoulders and around the neck, almost making it look like a weird elongated cobra's head. It is going to then immediately shift and spin around in a circle, and I need...
Can it?
Yeah, can it?
It can't move from that location because of the thing, but it can still do things. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, you just said spin, so I figured like if it was
It's
stuck.
spinning, but it's not leaving its location. I'm giving it flavor back off.
I'm just curious.
5, 10, 15. All right, perfect. 5, 10. Okay. Everyone, roll me a dexterity saving throw as it spins around in a circle and emits a jet of this lovely fluid.
Oh, the
Something I can see
fluid.
coming.
Yeah, you can totally see it coming. It winked at you.
That's a 12.
Okay. So, Oliver.
This is a 17 for June.
Okay.
You said Dex, right?
I did. Dexterity saving throw.
Cool. I was really paying attention.
That's good.
Well, honestly, this tracks. That was a 6.
Okay.
That's what I deserve.
Viet, what? Oh, Maven.
Oh. 25.
And Viet.
I don't know who snuck in and replaced my dice, but thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you took my dice.
Yeah,
I did
Maven,
bless
you're
them.
just going to hear Sentry in your head be like, you're good enough. You're smart enough.
Oh my
And
god.
oh, darn it. People like you.
Honestly, way better than having Daruk in my head already.
All right. It recharged that. And, God, that's okay.
Oh, God.
That's unfair. So, luckily, it has to recharge to hit everybody. So, I'll let Maven or Viet choose who's rolling. And
Well,
I'll
apparently Chris's dice.
Jeez. Here we all go down straight down the tubes.
Okay, here's how it's going to work. You're going to roll a d20.
Okay.
Do you want even or odd, Maven?
Um,
Seeing as he's rolling, you pick.
I'm feeling a little odd today. So we'll do odd.
Perfect. So,
It's a nat 20.
so it's even.
Great. Cool.
All right.
You're welcome.
So, there is a chance that before the end of the dragon's next turn, there's an evaporation of that oil. As it spins, and
no.
Juniper and Worm, I need you both to make me a dexterity saving throw as it all of a sudden breathes a cone going out of fire towards both of you.
Oh, I thought it would be goo
Did
again.
Did
Oh no,
17
it
not
got
save
goo
from the-
first. Now it's doing the fire.
17
That
didn't
is
save
cool.
from the goo.
No, it does save.
Oh,
But now it's fire breath coming at you.
got it.
The goo makes you vulnerable to fire.
That is a natural 20 as well.
Perfect.
Plus
So
one,
you take half.
21. Save.
Worm got a 13.
Did you do bless?
Yes.
Add your bless. Oh.
I did. It was a whole
I
big
did.
fat 1.
Oh
Thank you.
no.
Serving hot gnome today. Come get your hot gnome.
Ooh.
You're still though raging, so they're not attacking you yet. So this is good.
This is good. This is a good thing. We can spin it.
Oh,
Oh, good.
you know it's bad when the DM cringes at the numbers he's rolling.
Yeah.
Just, oh,
Not the
Oh.
base.
oh, you're getting the face. All right. So, Oliver, you're going to take normal damage because you are vulnerable to fire, but there is a ghost image who, once again, and I'm starting to think this beautiful image of a ghostly dwarf who looks back at you and just like, I got you, and holds up a shield as this jet of fire comes at you, and you're going to take 45 damage fire.
And that's with protection.
That's with protection. Otherwise, it would have been doubled.
Girl, you trying to kill us?
I am definitely
Mhm,
giving you a
mhm.
challenge
No, I know you.
worthy
I've
of
met you.
your skills.
What skills? Specifically talking about Maven. Everyone else, no.
So as this
Natural talent, however, yes, I do have that in spades.
Oliver,
as this ephemeral vision of dwarvish beauty stands before me, I fade into darkness.
No.
Because I'm at 0.
at 0.
Well, -1.
Hey. Okay. So yeah, as that fire breath goes, Juniper, you succeeded. Plus, you have resistance, so you take half of half. So 45 divided by 2 is 11. I'm rounding. Actually, no,
Juniper
12
has
round
a
up.
large spectral minotaur turning and looking. I got you.
Oh, Manny.
With a big
If
old
you
wink.
can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
I miss him.
I would have preferred him. That was more cover.
and in your ear, you hear another voice be like, you should probably take your pants off if you're getting a little hot.
Yes, very that. God, I
Fine.
love him.
Not in here.
I'm not doing that.
Why? Coward. Coward.
So you only take 12 fire damage from that
Oh,
hit.
12.
Yeah, 12.
Oh, okay.
I was rounding the wrong way.
Oh, got it. Okay. No, you're fine. I just one more.
All right. So that's it. And let's see if it recharges, because this is the important part for the other people who are still covered in goo. Okay. I'll save that for next round. All right. That is its turn. It can't move. It has its wings have looks like it's kind of covering up some of the spots that have been ripped open by Viet's strikes and Maven's elemental burning away, and like everyone's accumulated damage. The wings have now stopped being wings and have formed into plates and patches across its body.
Okay.
Click, 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 click.
Click, 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 click. Hold on. Gotta grab the right dice. And there is a flash right behind you, Juniper, as the fire settles. All of a sudden you see again down below where you just were, that flash, and the floor just arcs of electricity go across.
Cool.
And then you look back to the others of like, holy crap, like like 2 close calls, and you see the smoking form of Worm laying on the ground.
Oh.
All right. Viet, top of the round.
Is its mouth still
you
open?
took damage, Juniper. Please roll me
Oh yeah.
concentration check. It's a 10 or above.
I rolled a natural 12 and I have +6, so
Yep, you maintain concentration.
Is its mouth still open?
It reshuts, like it does its thing, and then I'm sorry,
You ruined my day.
Attack.
I ruined D&D. All right. What do you try? Tell me what you want to do. If you want to time something, I'm.
Nah, that's fine. I'll attack. I'm just hit
All
it.
right, fine. Just
did
hit
you
it.
just say I'll die? Please don't say that.
First one would be a 29-33 to hit.
Yeah.
For this isn't good sorted. Let's see. 17 plus Colossus Strike is 23 plus 2 for raging is 25 plus 36 for the dragon thing. 30, 36, 39 points of damage on that attack.
Ooh.
My goodness.
Hold on. Let me do math.
Via, why don't you pull your weight in this fight? Could you?
Yeah, honestly, it's getting really annoying hearing you this whole way.
I'm not one to show everyone up.
Okay.
I just want the fingers.
Honestly, I get it.
Okay, and yeah,
In
as
there.
you do that and it puts a claw down, you just shwoom, and just chop off all the claws on that, and you see just oil spurting out. It's still up.
Second attack is a 25 to hit.
What?
The second attack is a 25 to hit.
That does not hit.
5 to hit?
25.
Okay, you keep
25.
glitching out
Yeah.
as you say it, and so I keep hearing 5.
25.
25. Okay. That yes. 25 hits.
And that is 14, 15, 16,
16.
20, 25, 27 points of damage. 27. 27.
27.
Am I really glitching? You guys can't hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're glitching like a
just
lot.
suddenly started to do it.
Yeah.
Turn off roll 20.
One of those damn
stop
kids
sharing
is
your
playing
screen.
the Fortnites again.
The Fortnite.
I hate it when they do that. I'm just kidding. Hi, Chris's children. We love you. Don't worry about it. Play all the Fortnite you want.
We're not sponsored by them. Stop talking about them.
Okay, sorry, Minecraft. Jeez. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they are. Yes. No, they're
Yeah.
not. They're not. Chris, if you have something in your head, by all means, how do you do this? Otherwise, I have an idea for you too. You do not know. You don't need that anymore. That's why I was saying shut it off.
Oh. You're trying to stop
yeah.
me from glitching.
I was trying to stop your glitching, plus you did enough damage, so it's like, you can stop sharing this screen.
Oh, it's dead now. We love to see it.
So cut the leg, or cut
Hashtag
the
spoilers.
cut the fingers off the one, and then grab the.
Let's give it a second, see if this cleans up.
Mm-mm. No gorge. Mm-mm.
Oh.
I grab,
We're
yes.
looking at the face of Viet, though.
mash the fingers off the one, and then I grab its mouth on the other and shove the blade through its mouth.
All right. So as you
Like butter.
cut off, what?
Like butter.
Like, oh, yeah, because it's pulling you as you cut. And as you cut off one leg, move around, as the head comes down, you shove your arm straight up and you feel it go all the way through, and something vital. You feel it just slide in, and you can feel something just kind of come to a stop around your blade. And then all of a sudden next to you, Mildred is there, and she's smiling and holds your arm, and she's like, I think a little bit more might do it, and pushes your hand further in. The whole creature starts to just shudder and shake, and electricity starts to arc off the back end, and it basically backfires out the back end in a puff of
Gross.
smoke and drops to the ground. And then from your hand, fluids leaking down, and what you immediately assume is like the oil and stuff like that. You realize it's this very thick, dark blood seeping down around your arm.
Oh,
You
you killed
have-
a dragon.
Killed the Clockwork Dragon.
Oh my god.
As we're out of initiative, can I run over and give Oliver a little?
Yeah, I'm
little
running
touch
over
here.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Both
got
of you come running over.
We've got heals, baby. So many
Yeah.
heals.
I'm gonna pop a little healing word on there, and because
Oliver,
he's at 0 hit points, he just gets 8. Just
Okay.
I have cure wounds, 48 plus 2.
Do you still have that, or are you
Oh shoot.
doing
No.
the-
I have 3d8 plus 2. Sorry. 3rd level spell slot.
Can you do the damage?
19 hit points.
No, remember we sorry. Out of game,
Mm.
we had talked about
I can do the damage. Yes.
okay.
So, can we flavor this how I do it?
Absolutely. We'll save because it's a character thing. Jennifer, as you are literally about to do it, Maven just manages to kind of get there in front of you, and you're not quite sure what she's going to do because she can't save anyone. So roll me 48.
I did.
What's the damage?
19.
Okay, so you take 19 damage.
Yep.
And
I do.
You do.
Yeah.
And however, you take 38 healing. As all of a sudden, as Maven reaches down and you're kind of half stopping and like I can take care, like all of a sudden you see Maven's skin start to go white and you see black veins emerge on her hands and up her arm, and the like right where she's touching on like Oliver's neck, you see his veins that are kind of bluish and everything all of a sudden start to go up his you can see every vein in his like neck and chest right there, and all of a sudden and you see Maven kind of wilt just a little bit.
Then I will switch gears and do the healing word on her.
Yeah.
But you don't get the whole 8 because you're not.
That's fine. I don't need it.
You get 5.
I'll take it.
By the way, yes, you do. I know the damage you took this fight.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just trying to be tough
I
in
know.
front of everybody.
How about you don't pass out yourself there?
Yeah.
I lay down on the ground and just kind of put my hand on Oliver's chest, and I'm like, "Yep."
Okay. This
Thumbs
is.
up.
I'm confused. It's shocking and disturbing, but I think seeing Maven crumple like that, I'd be compelled to try to help her as well. And I'll cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Just circle
Just
healing.
a scratch. Just a scratch.
Circle of 9. 9.
I'll take it, baby. Thank you.
Yeah,
1, 2,
as
3.
this is
Yeah, are you
happening
okay?
behind you, as this is happening behind you, Mildred kind of looking
Margaret.
at your hand.
Margaret.
And see, or what?
Margaret.
Mildred. Sorry, Margaret. Pulls back your hand and looking at the blade you have and the blood on your hand, and she just looks at it. You do us proud. We will always be here. And behind you, you hear Manny and Fenris go, "Oh, man." And then as you come out of your rage.
Yeah, well,
Okay. I'm really sorry for saying that I wanted to test those things.
Well, I didn't think it would go that way.
All of a
I had
sudden,
fun.
you hear a loud, like pulse of energy just ripple through the room, and then an unlocking sound, and then in the middle, standing like half of its body of the illusion of the archive, kind of being obstructed by the head laying on the ground. It's like, are we satisfied with this test, or do we need to run another?
I have a
No.
question.
I
I have a
Satisfied.
quick question, Sir Archivist, and I bow to. Okay, what is that? And I point at the dragon, the dead thing. What is that? Huh? What did you do? What is? It had blood and stuff.
That is a repurposed young dragon that was used for the testing of the efforts towards the war against the dragons.
I'm glad the civilization burned out. That's disgusting.
I unfortunately am not programmed with morality, but if you object to this civilization, I would recommend leaving anything that you have found behind.
No. I'm gonna keep that. I'm just mad about the animal testing. We'll be fine.
Right. Don't throw rocks in glass houses. It disappears.
As Maven was asking, I think Oliver is poking around at the husk, the dead husk
Yeah.
of the dragon,
Yep.
examining it and tying strings to stuff. And
Yeah, roll me an
checking parts
investigation
out.
check. Or, okay, are you checking it or are you hacking?
Oh, if
Can't it be
hacking
both?
You have
sounds
time
good,
for
let's
both,
do hacking.
technically.
Okay, let's do hacking.
Okay,
Ooh, get its heart.
roll me a survival check.
Survival. We don't like that one. Okay, is Bless still up?
No.
Okay, it's a 12.
Why isn't it not still up?
Because a lot's happened and then time passes and then it's not like a 2-second. This isn't like Minecraft where it's like hack and I get things. This is like over the course of the next hour or so.
Oh, got it. Can I help with my can I help it?
So the first part of this effort, in the future you can, you kind of are trying to, you're trying to treat this creature as a creature, but also there's a part of you that is like, no, it's a construct. It is something someone made this.
I mean, it was
And
a creature
so-
at one point. Now it's a Frankenstein abomination.
Yeah, you're having a hard time going between the thinking of like a foreign alien kind of how machinery works. You're not really familiar with that, or a living, breathing thing. And so you're able
Okay, yeah,
to.
I am like a mechanic. I'm diving in under the hood as
Oh,
best I
that's
can.
good
Yeah.
because I will say you do manage as you are going through pulling out like 4 rib bones, and these are rib dragon bones that you bring out. You do feel like you may have caused some damage as you were excavating.
Ah,
It's already dead.
hey,
You're right. And it doesn't hurt it anymore. But if there are important, very fragile parts that you wanted to harvest, they might have been damaged.
okay.
Mhm.
Hey, everybody, I'm gonna tie off some stuff here, and I'm gonna try to pull some stuff out here. You maybe get behind one of the pillars in case something goes.
No.
No, don't touch those. Don't touch those.
Oh, okay. Well, get some cover, maybe.
Yeah, can do. I grab June's shoulder and just kind of steer her, but within distance of the pillar, but not touching it.
Yeah.
We learned our
So-
lesson.
And
She learned it.
I'm nudging them behind.
Yep.
And so I want to kind of like anchor some stuff inside and just yank whatever. And once everybody else is behind cover and I let the little string out, what I want to do is I'm pulling that string and I have left the grenade inside of the dragon and pull the pin with the string.
Excuse me.
Once everybody's
Okay.
far away and behind cover.
Before
sorry,
this is
excuse me?
happening,
I was actually going to say that. So as this is like that was an hour or so of time. Viet, what were you during some of that? Like, I'm all about this idea of chaos.
I could tell by the look on your face.
Oh.
so Viet would be at least to start be leaning heavily against this carcass here and right sniffing at this blood over his arm and probably licking it just to see what this is, and then
I mean,
Yes.
it's blood. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like there might be the hint of like oil, but
mhm.
like it's primarily like dragon's blood.
Mm.
It just seems to be. Roll me a nature check. I almost want to say disadvantage, but I'll just give you a flat one. I'll just make the DC higher.
11.
11. Okay. I'd say it is something where It's like when you're expecting to taste butter,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
but you didn't know you had margarine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need
Almost
Just a
butter.
little
Right.
off.
Yeah, it's just a
Just
little
a
off.
little off.
Something synthetic about it. Something,
And then after that, he will go around and he will take whatever fingers. Are they all mechanical?
Oh my god.
Let me roll here. I guess I didn't.
He's gonna take them
Coming
all.
soon.
Should have.
Coming soon to a Twitch stream near you. Godfinger emotes. I did request that, so we'll see how that goes. I'm actually so excited.
There is 2 like clawed fingers that are actually still real. The rest of
Okay.
it's mechanical.
So how many mechanical fingers do I get?
You would get and let's see how many of them got damaged by just all the a lot from all that damage. So you got 4 mechanical fingers.
Okay.
And 2 real.
Perfect.
The rest were damaged beyond using.
Perfect. You take those, tuck them away.
And they're good size. Like each one is like a small club,
Oh, perfect. He'll be very happy with that. That will definitely go on the bag of holding. And then
Finger bag.
you kind of stumble,
Oh.
just walk over to the red door and be standing there contemplating the red door.
Okay, the door is open. It's a gate. It's a doorway.
It's an archway.
Yeah, it's an
Okay.
archway.
So
Looking in right off
Yep.
the bat, just roll me a quick perception check because right now Oliver is neck deep or other deep in a dragon.
18.
18. Inside, you see there's only 2 main locations. One has some small tables and stuff like that against a larger upright area. The other has a table that has, for simplicity, it has a very weird sci-fi looking gun, basically, like a pistol to you and me, just for reference. But it has almost think like a revolver where it has like the older style where they preloaded the patch bullets
Sure.
and everything,
Yep.
where the cylinder comes
Pepper
out.
box. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That there is like a crystalline version of it with metal and everything, and then a crystal top sitting next to it, and it has like the break open breech port. And then on the other side is all these weird looking tools and crystals and things that are hard for Viet to fully wrap his head around, and the form of a like 7 foot tall, like armored man.
Okay. He will kind of look around. What are June and Maven doing? Oliver-
June's
Gossiping.
Oliver's-
over there.
Half of Oliver is buried inside the thing, probably, it sounds like. But
Yeah, this is during that like hour, 2 hours.
Yeah.
And Juniper and Maven, during this, what are you 2 doing?
I'd follow Via over there actually and
Okay.
kind of check out.
Yeah.
the room.
I would watch.
Just like he's
You'd kind of be just watching everything.
I'm really upset about the fact that like we killed an animal technically. Because that's not, listen, I get doing it for like survival or whatever, but like this thing was imprisoned here and underwent horrible experiments. I understand it was a mercy killing, but it still makes me upset. So Maven's just kind of hanging back, honestly. Just like probably
If given
just
the
talking
opportunity,
to
would you
Sindri.
ask the archive more questions about that?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I will roll me a history check.
Okay.
Because maybe that's part of what you kind of, with a little attitude, like, no, come on back. I got questions. As Oliver is spelunking and
I got a 7. But it's fine.
That's not. You're not going to uncover any great secrets.
Well, gosh
But
darn it. That's what I want.
as you're talking to him, he at least conveys to you of like, as you start to really get upset a little bit, whether it's full, I want to talk to your manager, or just visibly like, he can tell you're upset, and kind of like, just kind of puts like, rest assured, madam, these creatures were repurposed after they were found dead.
Okay.
They were slain and then used for preserving the citizens of the realm.
Slain by who?
I don't have record of the individual who actually slayed this particular automaton, but I can assure you they were killed and then repurposed after the fact.
Well, I'm sure about that. Does it have a consciousness?
I mean, I technically have a sort of consciousness.
You know what I mean.
As
I talk to the computer.
Yeah. And it kind of like, I am not quite sure. Yeah, and kind of this back and forth, it starts to go where it starts to go less into information, more in morality.
Very bad.
At a certain point, though,
if you hadn't destroyed that chapter of that book.
Yeah. Everything you need to know was right. Those ashes right there.
Oh, no.
Would you roll me a perception check real quick, Maven?
Mending. Would mending work on those ashes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Baby.
It does work like shredder paper, though, where you gotta really make sure it's in the right order. Otherwise, you're gonna get a totally different letter.
I got a 22 on my perception, so...
Okay, so as you are kind of going back and forth and getting frustrated, you just have this moment of, like, whether it be the morality idea of it, of like a creature being killed and then used, which is like, all right, I can get it in war, the thing, the Deadwoods, like lots of things use the bodies of something dead. But then there's the other side of you is like, no, they kind of brought it back in a certain extent. Like they
like how long was it down here? Thousands of years.
It's an unnatural combination, no matter what.
It's messed up.
No matter, it's a dubious thing. And as you kind of just take a few steps away by yourself, you just notice the slightest difference in weight at your hip. And you look down at the bag of sharing. That you and Callan both split apart and both share.
I open the bag. I walk away. I like walk a decent distance away. And
so you walk,
open it.
Yeah, you walk kind of towards where you and you were with Viet. Kind of walk back toward, and you open the bag and put your hand in, and your hand pulls out a snow globe and a note kind of wrapped around it.
I read the note.
Callan, would you read the note, please?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I'm sorry. All I see is Holliver.
This is background. Change the back.
This is disembodied voice Callan. You don't see
I love it. Voiceover Callan.
It's the hat.
There we go.
There we go. Yes.
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Missed you. We missed you.
Are you reading the letter, Maven?
I am.
Dearest Maven, totally get it if you want to kill me. Looks like one way or another, I am going to have to kill me too. Everybody eats everybody in the Deadwood, but that's just nature. Circle of life, yo.
You hear quietly, yeah, yo.
Mistakes were made. I didn't know. It opened doors. I find myself at a party the dragons are throwing. And here I am without an appropriate gift for my hosts.
I have an idea of what to put back in the bag.
All right, we'll get back to that for next time because that's where we're going to leave off this episode. Ending just a tiny bit early, but we do have more content. So
We do have a
stick
special.
around, after
Stick
the
around.
show because it may be a thing. So
Did Oliver get to pull the string yet?
Well, we'll come back to that. We get to come right back into
He really
chaos.
wants-
I know. I fully want to, but I feel this is appropriate place. And
Oh
so
my
we
goodness.
just think, right when we start next episode, wild card, you know.
Just the group cool walk away from the explosion.
Yeah. Oh, it'll
As we
be
get hit with-
glorious.
And we all
Patties
die.
of meat.
Just think, we could start next game with a character death.
Oh my God.
Guys,
my
I'm
God.
so excited.
You guys,
And
you know what
Scott-
happened when they decided to blow up a whale that was beached on an Oregon beach? Is chunks of meat rained down from the sky.
That's
It was a
awesome.
bad
I mean,
idea.
terrible.
Big
And you're
ones.
in an enclosed room.
Awful. I mean, really cool. Wait, other way around.
Ugh.
What?
Free Willy? I don't know.
Oh, no.
All right. So
Too free.
thank you all for joining us. Stick around after the show for the special coming. It's worth it. If you enjoyed this ending, you'll enjoy what's coming.
I'm
Be in
so
the chat.
excited.
Yeah,
I'll
jump
be
in the
here.
chat. I'll be in the chat. Everyone's
Me
gonna
too.
I hope.
Yes.
But
Yep.
all right. Until next Friday at 7:00 Central Time, we got another episode. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
So, Callan, there we are. The group is in front of you. Everyone looks like they're either confused and about to attack, angry. And as Theobald, you see his staff start to glow. Suddenly, you feel someone next to you and you hear a familiar whisper in your ear. Hold on, dear. And there's a flash of light. As you kind of adjust in that moment, you look and you still are here. You're still in the desert. Everything looks far dimmer. And you can kind of see everyone still, but they look almost like weird, like not quite silhouettes or shadows of themselves, but just like you've turned down the color and spectrum to them way down. And everyone's moving just a little bit slower, almost out of phase. And as you kind of re-look and see everyone and see the surprise on their face, you see Theobald's staff stop glowing and you see just this, like, you can't quite hear him. It sounds like a distant echo in a cave. You just hear the ah as he starts to turn slowly, just slightly out of normal motion. And next to you, as you are taking in this whole scene, you see Queen Sorva standing there, and she's like, well, I must say that was close, wouldn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know what's going on.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry. Maybe this is a little much for your mind. I've stepped us out of the normal plane and stepped right in between, somewhere in the more ethereal, let's say. You can see
Okay.
your friends. We're still here. They can't affect us and we can't affect them. They were about to, I think, well, and she points towards Telsia. I think that one was going to try to burn you, pointing towards uh, Juniper. I think that one was actually going to try to use that blade.
Hmm.
That one, I think, was going to banish you somewhere.
They don't understand. And Kelsey, I can believe, but no, the rest of them wouldn't do that.
Well, I mean, as far as what I saw from their perspective, I mean, miraculously, which I'm very interested. You see her kind of actually walk over towards Theobald, and like almost as if she was touching him, like touch his shoulder, and just like this one somehow brought your half brother, is it, back just for you to blow out that candle.
I didn't know it was going to kill him.
No one ever knows these things. All of your candles are so brief.
Yeah.
She paces over and walks over to where Murdit's form, and different from everyone else's. His looks like a black and white gray version of him. And still, there is no distortion of his body and form. And she just kind of crouches down and, oh, he'll be here soon. This will be enjoyable.
He'll be where? With us?
With me.
Um,
Callan, don't play dumb. You know how this works. You mortals, I use.
okay. Yeah. I know what's going on here.
I know you do.
I'm not an idiot.
I know.
Can't you bring him back?
I mean, I could. It might not be in the way he would wish it to be, but I could bring him back in a capacity. Just as, I mean, it'd be different, but I had more time to prepare you.
Why's there always got to be a catch?
Because nothing's free, sweetie. Haven't you learned that with any of the magic, any of the training, and anything that I taught you? Nothing is free. There's always a debt, and it has to be paid.
Right. But you can make a choice to leverage that debt for good.
That is true. But good, bad, morality, that is more tied to all of you. I have my purpose, and I'm willing to do what's necessary to further it. Which, in a lot of ways, will benefit all of you and yours.
I'd like to believe that, but I don't think it's going to take the form that I expect or would even want.
You're right. It wouldn't be a fairy tale ending. But in your position, you play your cards right. you could be sitting at the high table, at least getting to enjoy the best version of it.
What about you? Don't you want more than sitting at the high table with all these other ghoulish dragons?
Oh, yes. I've
That's
already
what I
given you
thought.
my first command. My siblings need to be destroyed. They don't think of the long term. Eventually, as I know you have pieced some of this together, the deities will find a way to change things back to how they were. I intend to be on top and maybe be amongst them instead of a posing god to a true god.
That's fine. I understand the absurdity of it all, at least from my perspective. But Sorba, dear Sorba, you need to give me some assurance that it's going to end up for the better for most people.
What assurances could I give you that you would trust at this point, Callan? Already I know that you play games. Yes, you are with me as long as it furthers your needs, which I respect that about you. You play a very good game. Most of the time you've actually managed to make me actually believe you. But then you have your moments where the real you peeks through. I know you want to betray me, and if you didn't want to, I don't think I would care for you as I do.
You see the real me, please fill me in because I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
I mean, why was I so compelled to do what I did to Murder? It was a compulsion. I couldn't not do it. And I had already stopped myself once.
I give you credit that you did. And you're right, not all of it was you. Some of it was definitely Callan. Callan Den, who is willing to roll the dice for a better outcome, for the good of others. But there's also a part of me in there that hungers for more. It's how I prepared you.
Well, let's get you more. Let's make this world better, greater, more fair, more just. If there's this big of a cost, then it has to come out much greater in the end.
And that is my goal. So, you want a little display of something to make you trust more. Would saving your brother be enough? He'd be different, but he wouldn't be on the other side either. You could have him at your side, fighting with you. Brothers to the end, right?
We're always brothers to the end. As you said, I rolled the dice and this was the outcome.
As you say that, you actually see Theobald getting to Murdett's still form. and slowly looking over him. And then you see almost like a second version of Theobald that is all kind of like in that secondary frame of like two frames on top of each other, um, all bathed in like a golden fire that literally looks straight at Sorva, eyes burning. And then you see almost like a shell of silvery gold glittering energy wrap around Murdet. And she looks down, she's like, oh, well, that's no fun. It might be a little bit longer before I can leverage him to assist you.
Never mind that. You worry about other things.
Always, Callandan, my knight. So, this seems to be off the table. Maybe we should have a little bit more heart-to-heart conversation.
Of course.
Reveal some of those questions I know must be scratching at the doors in your mind.
Yes.
She gestures behind her, and the air behind her starts to look like shifting shards of glass. If you don't mind stepping through, we can go and have a new conversation. And without waiting, she'll turn and walk through, and as she steps through, you can actually hear the sound of almost like shattering glass as she steps through.
No problem following right after.
Okay. As you immediately just start to walk through, you do catch one more glimpse of everyone's faces. Theobald and Juniper over Murdet's body, and Viet looking very confused and looks like he's trying to do some very complex calculus, and Maven in shock, and Talcia almost seems to be looking directly at you as you are about to walk through. And you see that she almost looks frustrated and disappointed. And then you step through.
Yes.
You arrive in right when you come through, you just immediately feel the temperature, everything change. And you are in imagine being inside of a crystalline cave of a kaleidoscope, like those fun houses with all the mirrors which direction. But it's very much kind of take that and mix it with like Superman's Fortress of Solitude, you know. And Sorva is already sitting in the middle of this room in not a throne, but it is a very ornate silvered chair that has all kinds of like reflective surfaces and a little bit of tarnish to it. You made it. Oh, good.
Of course.
Let's have a conversation, Callan. I don't want to intimidate you. I don't want you to worry about your responses. So let me make you an oath. For the length of this conversation, there will be no ramifications or any kind of disciplinary measures for how you speak to me or how we talk. And I will be honest with you. in anything I say. In this, I give you my word.
Let me give you my assurance. I have no reason to lie to you, Queen Sorva. As far as I've experienced,
Sorva, please, we're on more familiar terms.
okay, as long as you accept that the magnitude of my reverence behind just the name. I have no reason or want to lie to you, because as I have experienced and as I've been struck with every day, I'm already dead. As far as I know, my world is gone, and this is an afterlife. If you wish to make it a hell, I'm not responsible for that. But as long as I'm here, I'm going to try to make things better. I think you already understand that.
I believe I do. It's idealistic and noble, and I appreciate that. She's going to gesture to her side, and behind her, one of the kind of crystalline structures is going to stop being quite as luminescent and reflective, and inside, you're going to see yourself frozen. You're not, just to correct you, this isn't your afterlife, Kellen. You're still very much alive. You never truly died, to be honest.
I guess it's all a matter of perspective.
Absolutely. Your soul absolutely was tied to the vessel you were in. Do you remember when we first met?
How could I forget?
Such a fine day. I took you then because you were unique and different and had so many interesting questions. And through some creative means of my own and magic, I created a new vessel for you and preserved you, looking kind of over her shoulder. You are, dare I say, a facsimile of your former self. You are a jar that has been filled up by some of the original.
Well, ain't that a trip?
I couldn't have you being extinguished by my sibling. My brother is so impulsive, though I gotta say he did play the long game, and I am proud of him for that. But to get rid of the likes of you seems so quick. You must have annoyed him greatly.
I'm hoping to be a bigger thorn in his side as soon as you'll let me.
Happy to do so. So, that being said, you understand then that I have kept and preserved you so that I can use you in a more controlled manner. A simulacrum clone, kind like all of these things are probably. You are an extra pitcher of water from the well. How about that?
Sure, whatever.
Fair. That being said, You have done so well, even though I know if you could, you'd be rid of our little arrangement. I heard that part of the conversation. But nonetheless, doesn't change the simple fact that you don't have a choice in that at the moment.
That's clear. So, what can I change?
What can you change?
I mean, you don't like your brother.
I don't like any of my siblings.
Okay.
They all need to be dealt with.
So there's some constructive threads there that I have been happy to, keep a hold of. It's not as if I just want to throw our relationship out entirely. Let me put it this way. When I first met you, the Silver Librarian, you just impressed me with an appreciation and access to knowledge that I could only dream of. And I wonder if maybe the only really foolish part of me was assuming that meant that you have access to a better truth, a more just truth. But since this is a relationship, maybe that's what I'm here for, to help you work on that.
My knight, I would very much enjoy that. I truly would. But unfortunately, there are limits to how this can work and what I can allow you to do. And some of that, unfortunately, has been brought to a halt due to, as we previously stated, what you did to your brother. The Black Salt Spear. You took his tattoos. You took his power.
Yes, what does it mean?
So many things. You're a beacon of power that needs to be recollected. You're a key to a lock that needs turning. You are a means to an end. You and your siblings. All of you who took the mark. Whether by choice or not, but the bloodline's important.
I guess I've put together that much. But there's still key to what?
A key to... Do you know how the gods, not us dragons, but the gods, actually became gods? No. How could you?
Oh, okay.
It was by belief, by action, by doing. And a long time ago, all of you little monkeys believed enough. And certain individuals amongst you, because of belief in your leadership qualities or strength or prowess or intelligence, whatever it was, enough people believed. And when enough people of you mortals believe in something, it adds up. And that's how the first gods were made. They were once people, just like you. But along the way, you all forgot that and truly believed in them, and they got their power from your belief. And they forgot that they were once people and held dominion over you, acting as your superiors, knowing what is best for you. But that power doesn't change how it works. And when that happened, a sort of lock and key were made. One to allow others to one day ascend to such heights, and another to turn it all off. I want you to help me turn it off, Callan. So that we can truly help all of the mortals here see the truth. The power's within them, not within the gods. Why do you think us dragons were able to make a deal and harness that power? Your belief is the key. Enough of you equals something that's usable.
Wait, but I've seen how you, the dragons, use mortals.
Just like the gods. Your belief is a small drip, adds up into a stream. But when you die with that belief, all of you comes back to the source, or in this case, to where your belief lies.
So when do we kill your siblings?
Your friends, I can already, in a desperate attempt to, I think, save your brother, and also, for some, save you still, are going to help with that, I think. I could be wrong, but I've been around long enough that I doubt I am. As for you, you're going to maybe get them from the other side, let's say.
Get who from the other side?
All of my siblings. And she stands up and gently walks over to the other you in the crystal and just starts like dragging her fingernails across it. And she's like, come. Look upon yourself.
I can see why you want to keep me in the museum.
Oh, more than you know. I need you now. And she kind of like gently reaches out towards your hand. I need you to empty your cup, Callan. And she just kind of, she's not forcing you, just kind of gives you a little bit of a motion to be like, reach out for yourself.
Like reach out to
The crystalline,
the crystal.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay. That seems absurd, which to Callan makes it really appealing. So no hesitation.
Okay. So as you kind of reach out, and your form inside of the crystal has been completely still, frozen in. But as you start to reach up, you do see it almost looks like a reflection, like the hand starts to reach up to meet you at the crystal.
Okay.
You're about an inch away. Do you touch?
Yeah, I probably make some movements to, just have fun with that and
Yeah.
not Don't hesitate too long. I touch.
Okay. And as you do, taking those moments and just kind of, you know, and she just, you hear her just, yes, you know, and then you touch, and immediately all of that power, you see the tattoos moving on your hand seep out of you and go into your other form.
So go into the guy in the crystal or
Yep.
the guy who's outside the crystal. Okay.
And you see more tattoos, and you see them moving around on his form. He's still motionless, other than his hand was up and now is slowly going back down. You see them crawling up his neck a little bit, and then they shine with a kind of bluish green energy and then solidify, and the tattoos are more expansive now. You look down at your hand, there are no tattoos.
Now what?
Well, Kellen, like I said, you are a piece of, well, the majority of, you're still there. But I can't have you running around with that kind of power. There's still pieces to get. So, I need to, in a way, deal with you in a controlled manner. That being said, I need you to do what you do best. And she, like lightning fast, grabs you by the throat. It's time to go to the other side. One of the places my siblings won't expect is in the afterlife, where they're not as protected. And then you just feel a snap. Everything goes dark. The next few moments feels like falling. And then you, like, after an eternity, it feels like a falling, and you can start to hear almost like the like crowd at a like large like concert, just, you know, voices and screams and yells coming closer and closer and closer. All of a sudden you feel the impact of landing on the ground, and as you start to like clear yourself, you look up and you see in front of you, you're standing at the top of a large valley, and there are just thousands of forms of people all in a mass down below. And you can see there is some sort of barrier on the outside that is shimmering like a aurora borealis. And on the perimeters around, you can see these very ethereal looking dragon forms. And every now and then they scoop up some of these people in the crowd.
How can I tell what the dragon forms are? Are they dragons?
Really quickly, you can like immediately like see each and every one. Like you even see Sorvin de Callis over in the distance in her silvery reflective form. You see Elector Valdon in his almost more electric form. Like you see each and every one represented, and they're in the far distance, but like their reach goes beyond what like the normal human spectrum can understand.
Mhm.
And you do see shadows of like small cities and small ruins and things on the landscape.
Hmm.
And behind you, you hear a voice. Well, sure picked a shit moment to get dropped in here. How'd you die?
My girlfriend killed me.
I can't tell you how many times I think I've heard that one. So, you're dead. This is the afterlife. The best thing I can say is, nope, time to run. And he just starts taking off. He is a small little like halfling form.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take the cue and run with him, and then start asking questions like, what's to eat around here?
Oh, you
what do
don't
you do
need
for
to
fun?
eat. For fun, we run. Running's fun. Name's Quincy. How are you?
Quincy.
Yep, that's how I found you. I've been kind of sticking close to Viet and everything. You friends and all.
Yeah, Quincy.
Yeah. Nope. Keep running. They're gonna eat us if you don't hurry.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, you're Quincy. Oh my gosh.
And that's where we'll stop for now. Join us next time for another piece of Callan's journey.
Callan's descent into the underworld.